Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tellor Dev Call. Today is December 8th, 2025. And what you're seeing here is it's basically the banner we're going to be using for the holiday party on Thursday. Tellor is a sponsor here in DC. So if you're part of the DC Friends or the DC DAO, you guys will see us there. Come over and say hi. Other than that, for Tellor, we're getting ready to do some updates to the cycle list and the way that we distribute rewards. So we want to make sure that we get as much power behind each query ID, and this is going to ensure that we do that. So Akram's working on an update right now, and we'll keep you up to date when that's ready. Hopefully we'll be testing this in Palmetto or initiating the process to test it at the end of the week. So that's a heads up. And with that, Akram, you want to tell us how you're doing and what you're doing this week?
Thanks. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm working on, adding a liveness to monitor the liveness of reporters reporting on the cyclist. So the reward portion will be also weighted by liveness, not just power. So the more consistent you are, the more rewards you'll receive. So I'm implementing that in the code. Hopefully it'll be done this week, and maybe upgrading on Palmetto and testing that out. And yeah, I guess that's what I'm working on. That's it.
Right. Thank you, Akram. Tim?
Yeah, I think I have the relayer in a pretty stable place right now. Talked to Spuddy last week about him hopefully using that latest version, which I've been siloed, kind of just running it myself for a bit. But now I'm scraping some data and seeing how it's actually performing with a little better metrics instead of just me looking at graphs, basically. And I've got a PR to review of Dan's as well.
Oh, and Akram, last week we had a process that you said we were going to be running through the weekend before we.
That's for the relayer front end. It's been running, and I think everything's working fine, I believe. Let me just refresh real quick. Yeah, it seems like it's updating properly. So
All right.
we're probably good to port over into using the indexer instead of making RPC calls.
All right. Sound good, Tim?
Sounds good.
All right.
Tim or Brian?
It's Tim or Brian. Who's managing the front end?
It'll be me.
It'll be.
Yeah.
All right. All right, then. You're up then, Ryan. What are you up to?
Like up now, got it.
Right.
Well, yeah, I'll be doing that. So we're talking about the feeds.tellor.io site. We haven't really announced it quite yet because we were waiting for the indexer to be implemented, but stay tuned for that. We'll announce it. And then also I'll be working on for the hub page, there's some functionality on the disputes module that I wanted to add. Spuddy brought it up, but for claiming the rewards and withdrawing fee refund.
And then last week, did you publish the year-end review for Tellor?
Has not been published yet. Still, it's pretty much done. I just wanted to let December breathe a little bit more.
All right, perfect. Well, coming up soon, guys.
Yeah.
All right, Dan.
Yeah, I'm just working on some queries. There's going to be 2 new ones for the claimable dispute rewards and dispute fee payers. And then I'm working on total tips and some minting extra rewards information. And then there's a couple just small display things in other queries to fix.
Right. Well, thank you, Dan. Spuddy.
Hey, so the end of last week, I finished working on some scripts that can be used to just install a node and then maintain it. And those are ready to go. They're currently Linux only. If we want to have Mac versions, I gotta figure out a way to test on Mac, which either costs money or somebody's got to do it. So either somebody's got to fix it for Mac, or I got to figure out a way to do it. Yeah, so now I'm back to working on updating the relayer and testing it, and updating the LVM and testing it to make sure that those are going to be stable.
Thank you. Right, and Caleb.
I'm going to be testing some of those new scripts. If we want a Mac version, I can adjust it for Mac because I have one. So just let me know. Other than that, I'm hoping to finish up bringing the indexer into the Block Explorer this week, and then just going through any issues that have built up on the GitHub and trying to knock out some of those.
Right, thank you. On the Mac thing, so with people being, so if you don't stay up running consistently, you can go to jail and you can get slashed. So it's nice to have a version that can be run from home. You just have to make sure that you are always up and running. Otherwise, you run the risk of going to jail and getting slashed. So we can think about that in terms of whether or not it makes sense. Maybe it just makes sense if somebody just...
What, on the Mac thing? It's just, I think the only reason anybody would use Mac is if they're like testing a node. They want to test locally temporarily. I don't know. I mean, you could have a Mac servers are just generally a lot more expensive, so everybody uses Linux.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. Tell us, guys, are you guys using Mac? So, all right. Nick?
Yeah, I think kind of on the first point we were talking about with the cycle list upgrade, just to give a little bit more clarity for you guys. I know we've been posting it in the Discord too, but if you're right now on mainnet, everyone runs like on Ethereum mainnet, everyone runs very custom reporters, and it's very sort of specific secret contracts, what you're submitting for, when you submit to kind of compete everybody. That's not the goal on Layer. So we moved over to Layer because we want everyone just doing it more cooperatively. So if you're nitpicking which tips are profitable and which reports are profitable and which ones you should support and not, that's not necessarily what the goal is, and we'll probably be adjusting the system over time to make it so that's not a profitable strategy. We want everyone to support everything, and we come to consensus on, especially for price feeds. We come to consensus on price feeds, we all support them, and then we push them over to another chain. It's not going to be one of these things that you have to really nitpick profitability on. So if you're finding that reporting for this thing is not profitable, let us know. We will up the minimum tip amount. We will change how rewards are structured. We will do something to make sure that it is profitable. So if you're finding that that's not the intention, make sure you just let us know, and we'll fix it at the base layer. So
that's a good point. Yes, good point, and that is the goal. So perfect. Thanks for clarifying. Yeah, I don't think we have anything. Do we have any questions, Ryan? I feel like it's been pretty quiet. But yeah, so then we'll see you guys next week.